Trail talk time. Out on another glorious trail. Absolutely gorgeous day out. Breathing in that fresh ass prana. Shout out to Infinite Waters, always inspiring me. Today I wanted to talk about synchronicity. It was really funny the other day. I was talking about all this stuff with my friend, and then I watched a video of Infinite Waters, and he was saying like all the same stuff that I was saying, and it was just blowing my mind. I just kept laughing and I couldn't believe it. And it's happened a few times, specifically with Infinite Waters videos. Like, those topics will come up, or I'll be talking about them or sharing them, and then I'll watch a video of his and he's talking about all the exact same stuff. And this could be called synchronicity, right? That's what I wanted to talk about today. Synchronicity, which is such an amazing topic. Infinite Waters has talked about it in a lot of his videos. He breaks down the etymology of the word sin and chronos. The Greek words, sin meaning together, chronos meaning time, so together in time or at the same time. And I've done a bit of research on Carl Jung. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was a famous psychiatrist and psychologist who talked about synchronicity, when things start to align with your inner world and your outer world, right? And this has happened to me so many times, and one that's been happening a lot lately is I'll be thinking about something or having a conversation with someone about something, and then I'll hear that same thing, like a word or a phrase, come on the radio in a song right at the perfect moment. It happened just like a week or something ago. I was taking an Uber and we were talking about something, and then the song said exactly what we had just said, and we both started laughing and saying, hey, even they agree, right? And then we started to have our own conversation about synchronicity. And then it happened with another Uber driver just a few days ago, and it was so funny. The driver didn't notice at that time, but I noticed and I told him, and it opened up another deep conversation. And then I was just driving in the car with my mom and my brother, and and it happened again. And it's just funny when those little things happen, you know. It shows the connection in everything in life, right? Sometimes the universe is speaking to us and letting us know that, you know, it's connected, it's all connected. And things start to align in that way, where our inner and outer worlds are matching up in synchronicity, right? And a lot of people see repeating numbers a lot, whether it be times on the clock, right? Like 1111 is the most, seems to be the most popular one that many people start to see. You know, it's a very powerful number, and there are different interpretations as to what it means, but essentially I feel like it's a sign that's showing us the connection in everything. And some people say it's like angels or higher energies or frequencies speaking to you at that time, just to bring you into the present moment awareness. And some people say it's kind of like this gate, right? An angelic gate. Just the look of the symbols, the 1111, it's like these doors or these gates that we're walking through. And it's essentially like you're walking through into the realm of the unseen, right? And there are different synchronicities that I've had in my life. 1111, a lot of repeating numbers, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, all these different ones. I had an amazing experience with 777 that I'm going to break down in another video. But I just wanted to talk about synchronicity today. You know, it was amazing. Carl Jung, he worked a lot with people's dreams to try and, you know, figure out more about them and see, you know, the causes of different paths that they've been taking in their life. And he was with a patient, and she had some synchronicity going on with a butterfly, something to do with the symbol of a butterfly in her dreams and stuff that was showing up. And as she was telling him this, a butterfly flew right into the window, apparently, you know, right where they were working, right in between them. And it was just that perfect timing, right? That perfect moment, right as she's saying it. And it's just like, you know, backing up that that proof that everything really is connected. And so those moments can happen to us a lot in our life, and they start happening more and more the more that we become attuned to the present moment and start to live in our purpose. We start to see all these different symbols and signs that the universe is trying to show us. You know, it's giving us these little hints and things to guide us on the right path. And they say that, you know, there's like a theory that the whole of existence here is all just a simulation, like a virtual reality type of game. And essentially you can break down everything into numbers anyways. Everything is based on different frequencies, right? Energy vibrating at different frequencies. And so everything can be broken down into numbers, being these archetypal symbols that have their own energies and consciousness. So symbols like numbers are so powerful, and they're a great way for the universe to communicate. And I've had moments of synchronicity with the number 515 as well, and I kept seeing it on the clock every day, like for so long. And I told my mom about it one time, and she said, oh, it might be like an omen, right? It's trying to show me something, it's trying to tell me something. And I didn't know what it was for the longest time, and I eventually just kind of forgot about it. But then I had some different synchronistic moments, and I started to remember it again. And then me and my friend were gonna watch the movie Evan Almighty, but they had to do something that day, so I decided to watch it for myself. And then that movie, you know, he's the main character is going through the same thing. He's seeing these numbers. He's seeing the same numbers coming up on the clock every single day. And wherever he goes, he sees it. So he decides to look into the Bible, right? And looks up the Bible verse that corresponds with that number, the time. And his verse was all about the story of Noah's Ark. And so he's, you know, guided to build this ark in the movie. And it was just so profound that we had just been talking about all of my 515 synchronicity that day. And then I watched the movie, and I had forgotten. I'd seen the movie before, but I had forgotten about all of that stuff where he was having this synchronicity with the numbers and the time. And so I watched it. I'm like, wow, like let me check out the Bible and see. You know, I grew up with a lot of Bible teachings and stuff, so I looked up 515, and the most popular verse came up that was essentially showing, ask and ye shall receive, right? And it was deeply moving for me at the time, you know. It was like I needed to hear that message and realize, you know, the truth in that statement, ask and ye shall receive. It was showing me that I need to be more clear about what I'm asking for in life, or what I'm projecting and putting out into life, because that's what I will receive back ultimately. You know, if you're familiar with the law of attraction and stuff like that, those type of teachings, that's basically what it's all about, right? What we're asking for is the type of energy that we're giving off, and it's going to come back to us in that way. It's like a mirror or a reflection, and that's tied into synchronicity, right? Whatever's going on within our inner world is going to be reflected back in our outer world. So, you know, it's beautiful to see that everything is all one, and we're not disconnected from the outside world. It's all one thing happening, but we each have our own unique perspective on life, and each of us are like a little universe unto ourselves. So Carl Jung talks about the collective unconscious as well being another part of us, right? We have our ego and our personal unconscious mind, and then he talks about the collective unconscious. So there's all these layers to us. But life can be amazing when we open up to, you know, these magical moments of synchronicity, and start to open up our perception and see how we're actually being guided to essentially our highest version of ourselves, right? Our highest path that we can take. And we keep on getting these little clues along the way if we're open and receptive to them. And so it's just amazing to, you know, have more and more of these moments in my life that are showing me essentially that I'm on the right path and giving me this guidance that I need. Those moments are amazing. Like one time I was just like in a store, like at the Bay, and I was looking at a shirt, and it had a certain type of fabric or something I was reading, and then what I was reading came up in the song that they were playing at the store as well. And these are little examples of synchronicities that can happen. Another big one for me has been the number 33 and 333. And Infinite Waters talks about this being the master teacher, right? Getting to that level of mastery, just as they say Jesus in the Bible died at age 33, that could be looked at as a metaphor for different numbers in our body. Notably, we have 33 vertebrae in our spine, right? And a lot of the messages in the Bible you can look at as metaphors for our energetic body and awakening our Christ body or our light body, and awakening the Kundalini, rising up our spine up to the crown chakra and awakening our crown and giving us that enlightenment up the 33 vertebrae. So it's like Christ reached that level of enlightenment at age 33, or up the 33rd vertebrae, awakening all of his energetic centers or chakras and becoming enlightened, and thus becoming reborn, right? So they say he died, but he was reborn again. And that number 33 has come up a lot in my life in different ways. because it's just showing me there are multiple layers to everything in life, right? Just like the Bible, we can look at it in so many different ways and read it from so many different, like levels of consciousness. And it's just amazing to be able to dig deeper into these things. They tap us into this innate knowing that we have within us. And so, yeah, that's all I want to share for today. Just a little bit about synchronicity, and I'd really love to hear other people's moments of synchronicity like that. I shared in my last video these moments of perfect timing, trusting the timing of your life, and a few little synchronistic moments that happened recently. And that's another way that, the universe speaks to us, is through other people. They come into our lives at certain times, or maybe you might just be passing someone by on the streets. Like, that's actually been happening to me recently. People will just be having a conversation and I'll catch a little glimpse of it, but it's like there was something profound to be taken from whatever I heard from them. And I'll just be like walking away, pondering upon that, like, wow, I actually needed to hear that right now. It's speaking to me right now, right? So, yeah, these moments can happen at any time throughout the day. And if we're open to them, we can take deeper meaning from everything in our lives. And it's really amazing. So yeah, that's all I want to share for today. Hope everyone has an amazing day. Stay healthy and stay open to the messages that the universe is trying to send to you. Keep a clear mind and be receptive to these things and start to see the patterns that are happening in our lives. They're all showing us where we should be going. And it feels amazing when you're really traveling on your highest path and living in your purpose. So, yeah, that's it for today. Peace and limitless love.